Computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. It is very essential nowadays because this is very much accurate, fast, and can accomplish tasks easily. The abacus is the first digital computer invented in 2700 BC and was likely used for addition and subtraction for hundreds of years. In 200 BC, the first analog computer, the Antikythera mechanism, is created. It was used by ancient sailors to determine their position in the sea based on their astrological position. In 1703, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz developed the binary number system, which is at the heart of modern computing. The binary number system is a way to convert a series of zeros and ones into their numbers, letters, and characters. The first programmable loom was invented in 1801. Joseph Jacquard creates a punch card programmable loom, which greatly simplified the weaving process. This allowed people with fewer skills to weave more complicated patterns. The first steam-driven computer was invented in 1837. Charles Babbage designed the groundbreaking analytical engine. Although it was never built, its design embodied the major characteristics of modern computers. Through his work, Charles Babbage is commonly referred to as the father of computers. Ada Lovelace, who worked alongside Charles Babbage, developed the first ever computer algorithm in 1843. She carefully considered what computers were capable of when developing her algorithm. The result was a solution to Bernoulli numbers, a significant mathematical advancement. The first U.S. Census calculator was invented in 1890. Herman Hollerith created a tabulating machine to help calculate the U.S. Census. The previous decade's census took 8 years to calculate, but with the help of Hollerith's tabulating machine, it took only 6 years. In 1936, Alan Turing invented the Turing machine and pushed the limits of what a computer could do at the time. A Turing machine consists of a tape divided by squares that can contain a single digit, often binary digits, or nothing at all. It also consisted of a machine that could read each digit on the tape and changed it. Today's computers are Turing complete because they simulate the same functionality of Turing machines, however with a much greater processing ability. In 1940, George Stibitz created the complex number calculator for Bell Labs. It consisted of relays that could recognize the difference between 0 and 1 and therefore could use binary as the base number system. In 1941, the first automatic computer was invented. Konrad Zuse, a German computer scientist, invented the Z3 computer. Zuse's Z3 was the first programmable fully automatic computer in history. It was much larger than the complex number calculator and contained more than 2,500 relays. Professor John Vincent Atanasoff invented Atanasoff Very Computer, or ABC, in 1942. The ABC was the first automatic electric digital computer in history. It contained over 300 vacuum tubes and solved linear equations, but it was not programmable or Turing complete. In 1944, the British engineer Tommy Flowers and assistants completed the code-breaking Colossus, which assisted in decrypting German messages during World War II. It is held as the first programmable electronic digital computer in history. In 1945, the ENIAC, or the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, is completed by Professors John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert. ENIAC was absolutely massive. It consists of more than 17,000 vacuum tubes, 70,000 resistors, 10,000 capacitors, filling a 30 by 50 room and weighing around 60,000 pounds. It was the first general-purpose digital computer in history and was extremely capable for a computer at the time. Also in 1964, Douglas Engelbart invented the first computer mouse in history. The computer mouse allowed for additional control of the computer in conjunction with the keyboard. These two input devices have been the primary source of user input ever since.
First Apple computer. In 1976, Apple takes a stage and releases their first computer, the Apple I. First IBM personal computer. In 1981, IBM launches the first personal computer, the IBM Model 5150. First laptop computer. The first laptop in the history of computers, the Osborne 1, was released by the Osborne Computer Corporation in 1981. First Windows operating system. In 1985, Microsoft released its first version of the operating system, Windows 1. What made Windows 1 remarkable was its reliance on the computer mouse, which wasn't standard yet. World Wide Web is created. In 1989, the World Wide Web is created by Sir Tim Berners-Lee of CERN. It was originally just intended to easily share information between scientists and universities. First flash-based solid-state drive. The first flash-based solid-state drive was created by SanDisk in 1991. First smartphone is created. In 1992, IBM created the first ever smartphone in history, the IBM Simon, which released 2 years later in 1994. The IBM Simon had a touchscreen and several applications like mail, a calendar, a to-do list, and a few more. First platform-independent language. In 1995, Sun Microsystems released the first iteration of the Java programming language. Java was the first computer programming language in history to be platform independent. First smartwatch is released. The first ever smartwatch, the Repeater, was released by the watch company Seiko in 1998. First quantum computer. This first quantum computer didn't solve any significant problem, as it wasn't incredibly efficient. However, it was a proof of concept that paved the way for today's quantum computers. Tesla introduces autopilot. Tesla's Elon Musk introduces the first self-driving features in its fleet of automobiles dubbed autopilot. Computers and technology within Tesla vehicles have essentially turned them into the first advanced personal transportation robots in history. Sophia the robot is created. Sophia, the artificially intelligent humanoid robot, was created by former Disney Imagineer David Hanson in 2016. First reprogrammable quantum computer. The first reprogrammable quantum computer is made up of 5 singular atoms which act as switches. This leap has brought us very close to quantum supremacy. First brain-computer interface. Elon Musk announces Neuralink's progress of the brain-machine interface that would lend humans the same information processing abilities that computers have, while linking to artificial intelligence. Tesla fully autonomous vehicles. Elon Musk announced that a Tesla autopilot update is coming later this year that will give their vehicles complete level 5 autonomy. This will finally allow passengers to reach their destination without any human intervention.